So if you don't already know, I bought my house about what, like 9 months ago, 8 months ago. I feel like it's more like maybe 7 months ago, back in August, into August of 2023, and I was 26 when I bought it, but now I'm 27, so I am considered like a young homeowner, I believe, and young landlord. So I definitely fucked up along the way. I definitely fucked up on a lot of things on both sides, being a homeowner as well as like being a landlord. So I thought I would just like share like some mess ups, some mistakes I've made, some fuck ups I've done along the way, and things that I'm definitely going to be changing in the future. Um, and just like honestly like regrets as well, because I was just thinking the other day like, damn, I wish I didn't do that, I wish I would have done this. And so I thought I would just make this just to get it out there, because it's honestly kind of funny, because like I should have known some of the stuff, and some of it honestly like just kind of got to go through it to like realize, because I don't know anybody really who owns a home. Like none of my friends do, none of my family does. So I guess I had to go through it, and I just want to say I'm just grateful to even own one. So all these mistakes, all these fuck ups, whatever. I own a house, but still I could have saved money, could have saved time, could have saved some stress. So, anyways, here we go. I got a little list here. It's actually a long list. So I'm just gonna start with like home ownership first, and then I'll move over to like the being a landlord part second. So for the homeowners, to start off, I fucked up on handyman. The second I bought my house, I was looking and searching for a really cheap like handyman dude to install my ADU like bathroom and kitchen stuff. And I was actually about to get like fucked up the ass. Like I was about to actually get fucked, and I was about to get fucked over basically. But I caught myself. I was like, that doesn't sound right. So I did pause like midway through, and like I didn't like waste a crazy amount of money, but I was about to, and I stopped. I was like, I can't afford that, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'm really happy I put my foot down at one point, but I could have put it down a little bit earlier. I could have found somebody cheaper, somebody who wasn't gonna fuck me over. So all in all, though, like I've had like terrible experiences with every single handyman that I've ever had. Um, I've had handymen literally work on a job halfway through, never show up. I've had handymen literally um, break things, in my house, and they're not licensed, they're not insured, so you can't really do anything. I've had handymen literally just waste my goddamn time. They'll come through, not do anything. I'll pay them for their time to come through, and like I'm having a hard time trying to figure out if they have to say they have to go to they have to go to Home Depot or something. Am I paying them while they're in the Home Depot? I've been doing that, so I'm over here just trying to reevaluate and get some advice from older people or people who been in the game longer than me, because I know I wasted so much money on so many handymen. So anyways, in general, handymen, I need to do a better job at that. I've just really wasted a lot of money on handymen, and I should have not. And then a side part of that is I really should have like DIY'd a lot more things. I DIY like everything I can DIY, but I truly feel like I could have DIY'd more, like just random little things like, fixing a fixture, or, yeah, replacing a fixture, replacing, installing an outlet. I realize it's really easy to install an outlet. So I should have done all that like myself, but I am a little bit scared too. I don't want to do something I really am not confident in doing, but I definitely could save some money. Um, let's see here, what else? This is something that's like not really like whatever. I should have painted my house like, I like the colors they are, but there are some rooms I wanted to paint. Like my living room is brown, and then my rooms downstairs, one is like pinkish red, and the other one is green, and my bathroom is blue, and my kitchen is blue. I like every color except for the living room. I don't want the living room to be brown. And also up here, like these aren't even like, they're like painted white, but like not even that nice, because it was just an attic. So I really wish I would have painted up here, and like maybe painted the floors or something, painted the staircase. I could still do the staircase, and I could still paint the whole house still. It's just like a bummer because like all my shit's in here. So that's like a little small one. This is an outside thing. I have a couple of outside things. I should have actually invested in a few of these. Like I've later learned after the winter, I learned that you can buy these like little tarp thingies, little plant covers for outside plants so they don't like freeze to death and like die. Because just about every one of my plants have died. I know there's some plants that like, they lost their leaves and they'll come back, but some literally straight up like just died. Like, I did not know I had to put plant covers over them. I never really had outside plants, you know? So I didn't know. I had like random outside plants before, but like they also died. But like this is my home and like they're actually in the ground. I had like potted plants. It's different when it's a potted plant. Like, okay, it dies, whatever. But these are plants that are in the ground, and I feel like fucking stupid. Like I didn't know that. So there's that. And then also I have a pool, and I really wish I would have like started off doing a better job at like maintaining it, and like maybe done more research on it and like all that, because I feel like I've just like been stressed out about my pool, like how I don't know how to work the filter and how it's like green, and I keep on trying other things, and I'm over here thinking maybe I should just have bought a pool that was like new for like $1,000, because my pool I bought was $200, but like I'm just thinking like maybe if I spent like 2 or 3 times that and had no stress, maybe it would have been better. So that's a side thing as well. Pool. Um, Another thing is, what does it say? Oh, outside security. So if you watched the video like I don't know, a month ago, month and a half ago, my house got broken into, and it's because my fence. So I wish I would have like when I saw the place, I wish I would have been like, I want to put a fence in and like just invested in that, because now I'm like, ugh, there's other things I have to do. So there was the fence. I already fixed the fence that like that person broke into, that side of it, but I have like so much fence to do, and I actually calculated it. It's gonna be like, if I do it myself, it's gonna be like $1,000 for like all the fencing, maybe like 1,500. So there's that. I wish I would have just done that up front in the beginning. And then as well as like security, I should have put security cameras right when I got the place, and I still haven't got them because it's kind of the same thing. I'm like, there's other things I have to buy. There's like much more important things I have to do. Um, so I am gonna do it, but like I'm kind of waiting. I did end up getting like these little keypads for my like front door and for the ADU front door. And I have like cameras pointed outside, but I need like cameras outside that are like obvious so people don't fuck with my house. Um, and yeah, that's really all for like the home ownership. Oh no, there was a really important one here. Here in Portland, it gets below freezing pretty often. And if you watch a video again, if you watch a video like 2 months ago, month and a half ago, my house, like all the pipes froze, and then when they unfroze, what's it called? When they melted, my house flooded. So I'm stupid and I didn't know that you had to drip the faucets. I remember I lived in an apartment one time in a different state, and a random time they said drip the faucets, and they sent out a notification, but here I didn't get no notification because it's my house. So I really wish that's like, if I were to do anything, if I were to rewind time, I'm like, that's where I really fucked up. I mean, my house is fine, it's dried up and nothing really got too ruined, but like I'm just always nervous, thinking like I'm scared that maybe like mildew will happen, or mold. I'm just scared. So I'm going to remember in the future, no matter what, I'm gonna like send a text message to my ADU guy, and I'm going to drip every faucet the second I see it gets anywhere around below freezing. So that's something really important I learned. I will never forget that. And then now, yeah, I'm moving on to the landlord stuff. So really brief, I have like a few things for the landlord thing. Let's see here. We got I did a lot of DIY work, and it was because I got fucked by my first handyman. And I honestly wish I would have. It's hard because like I don't want to be fucked by someone, but I wish I would have just shopped around for handymen and found like a reasonable one, or even maybe a licensed and bonded, contractor guy, for a few of the projects, because I did some DIYs. In particular, I'm thinking about the shower in the ADU, and every day I think about, like, I'm scared that like maybe like mildew or like mold, or any type of leak or something is going on in there, because I did it myself. I don't know how good of a job I really did, and I am planning on getting it done. It's just there's other things. There's always something else that I need to get done first, but I am going to do that like really soon, like this summer. and I'm gonna get that. Like, I want to do tile if I can. If I can't, bare minimum, I'm just gonna put one of those like three wallers in there. But right now, what it has is like some ghetto ass shit. But I'm happy I was able to do it because, someone's paying half the mortgage. It's working out, but it's just like down the road. I need to get that done like ASAP. So I wish I wouldn't have done so much DIY. There's that. Um, I wish I would have like done so. If you don't know, when I bought my house, I had someone actually move into the ADU without like a full bathroom or a full kitchen yet, because they kind of needed somewhere to like move ASAP kind of, and it worked out because I was getting paid already. But like, and I also gave them a discount. But like, I honestly wish I would have been like, just pause for a second. Can you just wait like a month? Let me get all the work done, because there's like a part of me that feels like fucked up. Like, I feel like kind of bad. Like, I feel like always, even though the place is good now and they have a kitchen, they have a bathroom, I just always have this, like, I feel like I'm in debt to them in a way, like in the back of my head. Not really, but like, I always feel like, damn, like, they were really living there without all that shit. I mean, they used my bathroom and they used my kitchen or whatever for the, first like week or two. It was only for like a couple weeks. But still, I wish I would have just got all the work done so that I like, I don't know. It's kind of different too, because I know the dude that's running it, so it's not like a random stranger or anything. And I wish and honestly, okay, like I said, he's not a random stranger. I know him. Like, we weren't like homies for life or anything, but we knew each other. We've been talking for a couple years online, and we saw each other in person quite a few times. So, we knew each other. But in the future, I'm totally fine with what I've done with him, because like I said, he was able to move in, he was able to pay me rent, it worked out. But in the future, I'm always constantly thinking, like, people in general, you can't really trust people. I can't trust people. I can't trust anybody. Unfortunately, I wish I could. And I'm constantly thinking, like, I'm like scared that, like, who knows? Maybe he loses his job. Maybe he is going through something. I don't know. And he just wants to decide to not pay me rent or anymore or something like that. Or maybe, I don't really know. So I wish I would have done maybe a little bit more research, maybe actually calling the employer, actually getting a credit check, background check, because you never know. What if he's a cool dude. I don't want to say anything about him specifically, but in the future, I want to, it's just make me think, just because I have those feelings about even someone I know partially, I think in the future, 100%, I'm not having anyone move into any of my properties unless I do like an extensive check on them, on every aspect of their life, just so I can go to sleep all right, at night. Um, let's see here, what else? I can't fucking, oh yeah. I wish I would have honestly, after all saying all that stuff about the ADU being fucked up, I wish I honestly would have like rented out for a little bit more, because I know I was using up a lot of electricity when I had hella pets and I had like all these lights on in my house. But like, even if you divide it in half, or even if whatever. So all I'm trying to say is the electric bill and the water bill is high as fuck. Together, it's $500 a month. That's kind of insane. And my mortgage is $2,550, so that's $3,050, and the ADU is paying $1,200, and that's like not half. I mean, it shouldn't really be half, because I have a whole 3-bedroom house, and that's only a studio apartment, but it's still, there's just something about that ADU paying $1,200, and technically their utilities are $250, so really they're paying like $950 for a studio, which is okay, but they have a yard space, they have their own washer and dryer, they have, a 2-car driveway. I just think I wish I would have done like 1350, but it's okay, because I can always raise the rent after a year. I am planning on raising the rent to 1400, after it's been a whole year, and then like only raising $100 a year after that. So, I think I'll be happy when it hits like 1500. That just seems like a great price, like, because it's with utilities included, you know what I mean? So if utilities are included and it's 1500, technically they're only paying $1,250 for the studio. I think that's kind of reasonable. I'm really trying to be reasonable. I don't want to be fucked up landlord and like overprice, but I also don't want to underprice too much, because like I need to afford to live too. I don't want to pay like whatever. Let's see here. What does it say? Oh, oh, okay. And this is the last thing. I wish I would have just like set more money aside, like for in reserve for just in case anything crazy happens for the ADU or for my house, but mostly for the ADU because say all my shit gets fucked up, my whole house floods, my electricity's fucked, and my ceiling falls on the side. Who cares about me, truly? But it's that side. I wish I would have just set aside a little bit more money because I am always a little bit stressed like some crazy big thing is going to happen. And legally, I have to make sure that their housing is good. So I wish I would have set more money aside. But it's okay. I can always make more money. And say worst case, I could dip into credit cards, but I don't want to. So that's always something I keep on thinking about. I wish I had, but also, like, how am I supposed to set more money aside? I already had to save up the money to buy the house. So, I got to give myself grace for that. But, anyways, all in all, I also wish I wouldn't have, like, told people that this is a side one. I wish I wouldn't have told some people, that I am, like, a landlord. I put quotes because I am a landlord. I don't know why I put the quotes, but some people just don't take it too well. But also, I'm like, I don't want to lie to anybody. It's the truth. But I guess I wish I would have just worded it differently with a lot of people. Like, I remember I went on a lot of dates in the past, ever since I bought my house and had the ADU and stuff. And, like, I tell them I'm a landlord. They really, like, are so turned off by it. But what can you do, lie about I can't lie about myself. But anyway, so, I don't know why I added that. But yeah, that's really it. That's a lot of things I regret, and a lot of things I wish I would have changed, and I will be changing in the future. It's just, like I said in the beginning of this video, sometimes you gotta go through it to learn. And also I'm very cheap and I always am trying to save money, so it makes sense why a lot of these things happened. It seems like it's almost everything on this list is because I'm a cheap bitch, honestly. So I don't want to beat myself up too much. If I'm cheap, I'm cheap, but I'm gonna try not to be so cheap in the future, so we'll see. But anyways, that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe you, I don't know, took something out of this somehow, some way. But yeah, that's it. Peace.